Good morning. Coded. In my previous class, I discussed with the topics of completing sentences. A few numbers of rules are discussed in that class, and today I will also discuss with some of another rules of completing sentences. Okay, now let us start our class. You know, completing sentences, you have to complete sentences. Incomplete sentence, you have to make it a meaningful sentence. So there are some rules of completing sentences. You will get though or although. Though or although is used in a complex sentence. And if you get though or although, then you have to add a clause. And as we know, a complex sentence is consisted of two clauses, a principal clause and a subordinate clause. Then when you will get a clause with though or although, then you have to add another clause. Now we can give an example, and you should keep in mind that if the sentence is started with though or although, the two clauses will describe different meaning. Suppose if we say, though the man is rich, though the man is rich, then it is blank, you have to add a clause here. So I said that these two clauses must be of different characteristics. It will describe to different meaning. Though the man is rich, if we know if a man is rich, he should be kind, he should donate many things. But if he is a miser, that means the man is rich, but he does not spend money according to his necessary. So this is a different meaning, it opposite meaning. Again, you can say the boy, though the boy study hard. Though the boy study hard. If a boy studies hard, he should make a good result. He should make a good result. But if he does not make a good result, then it is a different expression. It is a different clause. So, though the boy studies hard, he cannot make a good result. Good result. Again, we can say though he is ill. Look at the sentence. Though he is ill. We know if somebody is ill, he cannot do anything, he cannot go anywhere. But if he, in spite of being ill, if he does something, then it will be an opposite meaning. So though he is ill, he is present in our class. So all these two clauses express a different meaning and opposite meaning. So this is a complex sentence, and if this complex sentence turn into a compound sentence, then we have to use but. In a complex sentence, we get a principal clause and a subordinate clause. But if we use but, and if you get but in a sentence, then you should keep in mind that the two clauses must be a principal clause. So if you get an incomplete sentence using but, look at the sentence. The man is poor. The man is poor, but. You see, if a man is poor, he should be dishonest, or he should be greedy. But in spite of being a man poor, if he does not be poor or does not be greedy, then it will be expressed in a different meaning. Suppose the man is poor, but he is honest. That means he has no greed. He is not a greedy man. Again, you can get another sentence. He studies less. That means he does not study enough. He does not study hard. But if a person studies less, if a person does not study hard, then he should or she should make a poor result. He should not make a good result. But in spite of studying hard, if he can make a good result, that it will be expressed in different meaning. So he studies less, but he makes a good result. You know, there are many students who does not study hard. Actually, they are talented. Of course, they are meritorious students, they are talented. They don't need to study hard, but in the exam, they can make a good result. So this is a different quality. So it was a compound sentence, and in a simple sentence, it will be used in spite of or despite. In spite of or despite. So if you get in spite of or despite, in spite of, we know after any preposition, if we use a verb, then ing will be added with that verb. So in spite of working hard. In spite of working hard. Notice here, I said that after using any preposition, the verb must be added with ing. Here of a preposition, so ing has been added with the verb work. So without to is an exceptional. After to, we always use the base form of verb, but except to, in case of any preposition, we have to use ing form. That means ing will be added with the principal verb or the base form. So in spite of working hard, he cannot make a good result. In spite of working hard, he cannot make a good result. Or you can write here, he cannot prosper. In spite of working hard, he cannot prosper. Again, you can get in spite in spite of having a vast reaches. In spite of having a vast reaches, the man does not help anybody. And you must underline the parts which is used by you to complete the sentence. So in spite of having a vast reaches, though a man has vast reaches, he cannot help anybody, he does not help anybody, he is miser. This is a different meaning. This is an opposite meaning. So in spite of or despite is used in a simple sentence. It was a simple sentence. So let's discuss another rule. You can get lest. Lest means otherwise. And when you will get lest in a sentence, you should keep in mind that you have to use should or might after the subject. Suppose work hard, or we can say run fast, lest. Run fast, lest. I said before that if you get lest in a sentence, lest, you have to use a subject. And should or might after the subject. Should. So run fast lest you should miss the bus. So here notice the word should. We have used should after your, that means after the subject, and should is a model auxiliary, and we know that after any model auxiliary we have to use the base form of principal verb. So here miss is used. Miss is the base form of verb. So run fast lest you should miss the bus. Again we can write another sentence. Read attentively. Read attentively lest. Read attentively lest. So again we have to use here a subject. You read attentively lest you. Again we can use here should or might. You should or might fail in the exam. And you have to give an underline here. Read attentively lest you should might fail in the exam. So I think you have understood this rule. Now you can get another rule. It is time, or it is high time. It is time or it is high time. If you get this phrase in an incomplete sentence, then you have to use a clause. Suppose it is time or high time. We started our journey. Here notice it, after it is time or it is high time, if we use a subject here, then we must use the past form of the principal verb. So we started is past form of the principal verb start. That means we have to use V2 form after the subject. And if we don't use any subject here, then you have to use 2 plus V1. That means infinitive. You have to use an infinitive here to complete the sentence. Suppose it is high time we will not use here any subject. Then how can we complete it? We have to use an infinitive here. It is high time to. It is high time to go there. To go there. Here we didn't use any subject, so there is no question to use here the past form of verb. We have to use here infinitive. Infinitive means 2 plus V1, the root form of the principal verb. Again, there are some another rules. If you get since, as if, as though, since or as if or as though in an incomplete sentence, then we have to follow the rules here. If you get the clause in a present indefinite tense or present perfect tense before since or as if or as though, then you have to use the next clause in past form. Suppose it is many years. It is many years since. Since is the connector here, and it must be a complex sentence. There will have two clauses here. The first clause is before since, and after since we have to use another clause. So I said that if the previous clause is in present indefinite tense or present perfect tense, then we have to use a clause in past indefinite tense. So it is many years, it is many years since we met each other. So we met. I have used here the past form of verb met after the subject. So the first clause is in present indefinite tense. The second clause must be in past indefinite tense. Again, if we get as if or as though, he speaks as if. Notice here, the clause he speaks is in present indefinite tense. So after as if, we have to use here a clause in past indefinite tense. He speaks as if he knew everything. Actually, he does not know many things, but his behavior, his expression will show that he knows many things. And for this reason, we have to use here the verb in past indefinite tense. So as though will be used in same sentences. And there is another rule of since, as if, or as though, and it will be if this clause is used in past form. It was. I turned this clause into past indefinite tense, then the next clause must be in past perfect tense. Past perfect, that means we have to use here, we had met each other. It was many years. It was many years. This is past indefinite tense. So we have to use here past perfect tense. We had met each other. Again, if we use here, he spoke, he spoke. It is in past indefinite tense. Then you have to use here past perfect tense. He spoke as if he had known many things. As though will be used in same kind of sentences. So now we can এটা অফ করো। So as if, as though, since, I think you will be able to use these phrases in any sentence, and it will help to complete the incomplete sentences. Now we can use if. If you get if in a sentence, it must be a complex sentence, and it is called conditional sentence. If is used in conditional sentences, and there will have three kinds of conditional sentences. One is first conditional, and first conditional means if plus present plus future. If plus present plus future, that means the clause will be in present indefinite tense and the next clause will be in future indefinite tense. Suppose if you get a sentence, if you help me, if you help me. So you have to use here a clause in future indefinite. If you help me, you can write here, I will help you too. Again, you can get another sentence, if you study hard. You have to write the clause in future indefinite. If you study hard, you will be able to make a good result. So this is first conditional sentence, and you can get next second conditional sentence. Second conditional. You have to keep in mind that if the clause after if is in past tense, then you have to use here future in the past. That means you have to use if plus past conditional. Past conditional means you have to use subject plus would or could or might plus V1. I said before that after any model auxiliary, we have to use the base form of verb, the root form of verb. And we know shall, should, will, would, may, might, can, could, must, need, dare. These all are modal auxiliary, and then we have to use V1. So if you get a sentence in second conditional, then you can get if you help me. Then you have to use a clause here following these rules. Then I would, or could, or might. Help you too. Again, if you can get a sentence if you ran fast. That means this clause is in past indefinite. Then you have to use here past conditional. That means if you ran fast, you would stand first in the race. And you have to give an underline here. This is second conditional sentence. You will get another conditional sentence that is called third conditional sentence. Third conditional means after if you will get a clause is in past perfect tense. Third conditional sentence, if plus past perfect plus perfect conditional. And perfect conditional means subject plus would, or could, or might plus have. And after have, you have to use B3 form of principal verb. That means past participle form of principal verb. That means after subject, you have to use would have, or could have, or might have. So if he had gone to Dhaka, suppose you will get an incomplete sentence like if he had gone to Dhaka, this clause is in past perfect tense. Then you have to follow this structure. That means you have to give a clause here expressing perfect conditional. If he had gone to Dhaka, and you know, if you go to Dhaka, what kind of things you will be able to notice, you will be able to visit. We know the National Zoo, the National Museum is in Dhaka. So you can write, if he had gone to Dhaka, he would have visited the National Zoo. Again, you can get such kind of sentence. If you had done the work well, you would have got a prize. You would have been prospered in life. Such kind of sentence will be given in question, and I think you will be able to complete these sentences following these rules. So, dear students, I think these structures, these rules will help you to complete an incomplete sentence. And as you know, each sentence contains 1 mark. You should not mistake any sentence. You have to complete it very carefully so that a single marks cannot be missed from you. So no more today. Thank you, everybody.